This is Terry Fan here with my first WWF DVD review. This was requested by Ringmaster 5427. First off, Ringmaster 5427, thank you for this request, and thank you for the comment on my video, on my DVD questions. I really appreciate it. And this evening, you will not be disappointed with it. This is NWO, New World Order, Back in Black. One of the best DVDs, in my opinion, that the WWF or at the time released. On the cover, you got Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. And on the bottom of the page, it says featuring an exclusive interview with Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Let me show you the back. And on the side, it says NWO Back in Black. NWO Back in Black. NWO Back in Black. This NWO Back in Black on the back says the true history of this notorious group's rise and continued onslaught against organized sports entertainment. Formed in 1996 by Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. This poisonous vaccine spread destruction as if it were butter. Features exclusive interviews with Scott Hall and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Sit back and destroy. On the back, you got The Rock challenging Hulk Hogan for the match at WrestleMania. Scott Hall beating Spike Dudley. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And if you look real hard, you got Kevin Nash and Scott Hall outside the ring after they beat up The Rock. And then Kevin Nash doing his classic pose. And also, this one, in my opinion, was more... this one shocked me the most, even though I didn't see it at the time. Forgot why. But basically, they took Hulk Hogan took a semi-truck, and basically they had The Rock in there, in the ambulance, and they just destroyed the ambulance with him inside. I was still shocked by it. Here's the disc, not the actual disc. It's just basically the same as the front, but it's very well designed with black and white. Over here you got the page. Let me pull it out. This is the color version. This is the color version of the NWO's front cover. And I don't understand why Hulk Hogan is giving the DX chop. I know Kevin Nash and Triple H and Shawn Michaels were all friends at the time, but including Scott Hall, but I think that's freaking ridiculous. Menu, you got menu, then you got... Basically, it starts off with the history of Hulk Hogan when he was in the WWF. Then you got Scott Hall when he was Razor Ramon history. And you got Diesel history, a.k.a. Kevin Nash. Then the next two chapters talk about Kevin Nash and Scott Hall's debut in the WCW. They were basically outsiders. People thought they were coming in from the World Wrestling Federation to invade. Then the birth of the NWO at the Batch of the Beast on July 7th, 1996. I think the NWO, in my opinion, was better when it was in its prime, because you start off with three great wrestlers. You got Hulk Hogan, the greatest babyface, one of the biggest babyfaces of all time, turns heel. Scott Hall, who's always been a great entertainer and a great athlete. Kevin Nash, I apologize, was basically the muscle of the group. And on the NWO Rampage, it basically documents the first time the NWO dominated the WCW. I think the NWO was, in my opinion, one of the top 5 reasons WCW went the way of the dinosaurs, if you know what I mean. And then you got the first time Hulk Hogan took the NWO title, the WCW title, and formed it to the NWO title, if I recall correctly, at Hall Wild on August 10, 1996, with Hulk Hogan versus the Giant, a.k.a. The Big Show. Then here they spray painted the truck. Then he got the classic NWO moment where Giant joins the NWO. Then you got the NWO attacking Ric Flair. Bigger is better. It was basically, they were talking about, they think the numbers game was one of the reasons that led to NWO's extinction. Ric Flair is back after the 2001 Survivor Series, where he co-owned with Vince McMahon, became co-owners of the World Wrestling Federation. Then Vince announced that he was going to inject the WWF with a lethal dose of poison. Then you hear poison. The Federation was the NWO's debut at the No Way Out. It's kind of ironic. If you put the initials of No Way Out, you get NWO. Basically, it was their debut back into the World Wrestling Federation. NWO destroys The Rock, which basically what I was talking about earlier. NWO Rick Habits, they were mostly doing backstage stuff with like attacking a man while he was working, and then attacking somebody with a coffee that was checking the coffee. Then you got WrestleMania 18 with Scott Hall versus Stone Cold. One of my favorite matches from that pay-per-view at the time. WrestleMania 18 with, of course, Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, which was documenting. It also documented Hulk Hogan's attack by the NWO at the time, and then The Rock came to his rescue. Then the NWO future. This mostly talked about the what was the future of the NWO, which of course ended, if I recall correctly, after Vince McMahon beat Ric Flair, and he basically dismembered disbanded the NWO. DVD extras are pretty decent, and there's a couple of Easter eggs. One Easter egg has the first promo that the NWO has ever done. If I recall correctly, you go on page chapter 2 of the chapters. On page 2, then you hit left or right on any one of the chapters. I'll have to do that and see. DVD extras include Scott Hall and Kevin Nash at the Bash at the Beach when they took on Sting, Lex Luger, and Macho Man Randy Savage. War Games Fall Brawl on September 15, 1996, where it was Scott Hall, NWO, with the Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash, and fake Sting versus Sting, Lex Luger, R. Anderson, and Ric Flair. Then you got Starrcade, which was probably my favorite match on this DVD, where you got Starrcade, December 27, 1998, where Kevin Nash broke Goldberg's undefeated streak and became the WCW World Champion. The NWO for Life is basically a promo, and so is the NWO Poison. And you got Monday Night Raw from March 11, 2002, with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin teaming up to take on Scott Hall and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Their respective match their opponents for WrestleMania 18. Overall, I'd say this is one, in my opinion, if WWE ever decides to re-release this DVD, I think they need to call it NWO for Life version. Even though they may say World Wrestling Entertainment, it actually was released when it was called the World Wrestling Federation. Overall, I think this is one of my all-time favorite DVDs of the WWF, or WWE if you prefer. It's very hard to find, but if you find it, buy it. Don't think about it, buy it. You will love this DVD. It tells a great story on one of the classic passions of wrestling. I give NWO Back in Black 10 out of 10. I can't give it anything else. I love this DVD. You must buy it. This DVD kicks butt. So, Terry fans can sign out. Thank you for watching my review. Ringmaster5427, thank you for the request. And if you have another one, please feel free to ask. Don't be a stranger. Well, everybody, thank you for watching my review, and take care. When you're NWO for life. Oh, yeah. Bye.